Hello and welcome to my week 2 vlog for Reindeer Readathon. I am actually starting off on a good foot. I did actually finish Blood Moon last night, which I had started in week 1, and I actually didn't go through and enter this into the spreadsheet, so I'll do that now while I'm talking to you. But Blood Moon was a very smutty paranormal romance about a witch and a vampire who are rival business owners. It was really fun. I gave that one a 3 out of 5 stars. I think I mentioned last week that it was like 60% or 75% smut and the rest was plot. It was still really fun. I am on Team Nutcracker. I've already completed Vixen, which is reading a book you have been putting off, and I also finished Rudolph, which is a book that came out before I was born. So this one, I will do Cupid because this one is reading a book with multiple points of view. We got both the vampire and the, what was she? A witch. We got both their points of view. I still have another book that I am carrying over. I think it's been potentially 2 to 3 vlogs now, but I'm still currently reading Queer Little Monsters. This is part of my old TBR that I got before 2023, and my goal by the end of the year is to finish my old TBR. So I'm a little concerned because I've been reading it very slowly. I'm on page 88. And this book is about 200 pages. This is a short story and poetry collection. Queer voices as well as queer stories told through a paranormal monster-esque landscape or view. And what I would love to do now while I'm talking out loud is figure out what I want to read for an ebook and an audiobook, because those tends to be like the trifecta. If I have a physical, an audio, and an ebook, I'm usually able to finish them all pretty much at the same time. Audiobook wise, I'm still waiting on a book to come in from the library, and that would be Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig, which is an enormous book, so I'm a little concerned. Says that I am first in line. There's one person using it. There's only one copy. So it should be here maybe tomorrow. I'm hoping it'll be ready tomorrow, but that book is 17 hours long. I don't have any other options for my old TBR that are available as audiobook. Ebooks, let's look at my ebook collection. If I could find a quick ebook that will make me feel very successful, there are a few options. I have Exodus 23, which is by Friedis Moon. I believe this is a paranormal queer romance. I think it's a romance. That might be incorrect. I will read either that, or I'll read Worst Laid Plans, which is another anthology of short stories. Yeah, it says it's an anthology of vacation horror. So for instance, a fateful family trip to an amusement park, an island movie theater that takes more than the patron's cash. And I love survival horror, and one of my favorite video games is Dead Island. So vacation horror sounds amazing. I think I'm gonna pick that one up in conjunction with this, which is interesting. I wanna see how quickly, or how efficiently rather, I'm able to read a short story collection digitally versus physically, because physically it's always a trudge. I think in the last year, the majority of DNFs I've had have been probably anthologies or short story collections. Something about it is just so hard to get through for me. So I am still technically working for a few more hours, and then I'm gonna hop into some reading and probably knitting. Knitting would be lovely to an audiobook, so if I can figure that situation out faster than I currently am, I will let you know. I look so pale. I had to like turn down the ISO. It's been a few days since I checked in. Still have tinfoil here. I don't know if I actually cut that clip from another vlog, but regardless, I am moisturized. I took a shower. I do not usually shower at night. Oh, we're a little uneven. Let's try to fix that. I just took a shower. I've been showering at night lately just because I just haven't had the time, the mental time to take a shower during the day. But I have updates for you. Some of them are book related. Some of them are just like things happening. So I have finished a book. I finished Queer Little Nightmares. This was a queer anthology of monster books, monster stories rather. This I gave a 4 to 5 stars. When I went through and like rated every single story in here and then even them out, I think it was like a heavy 3.5. So I just bumped it up to 4 stars because I will definitely be thinking about this one. 4 to 5 stars. I did enjoy this quite a bit. So let's add it to our Reindeer Readathon points, because I haven't done that in a minute. I could do the dancer one, which is read a book with a title that has 5 words in it. Technically, Queer Little Nightmares, an anthology of monsters, fiction, and poetry, is more than 5 words. Read a book that starts with the same letter as your star sign. No. Read a book that has multiple points of view, I think I already did. Read a book with multiple animals on the cover. Now, technically there's like one quote-unquote animal, but it's supposed to be a monster. Read a book that came out before you were born, I already did. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a book with more than 5 words in the title. So this is very good. And then I think I mentioned already, I had started an ebook, but I didn't get very far. I only read 1 story. This one that I'm doing on my Kindle is not my main read right now, and I am enjoying it quite a bit. I read 1 story, as in I read 1 story, and I gave that 1 story 5 stars. But I'm gonna have to figure out where I want to read this, because I haven't been reading it as my main book. What I did switch over to, after talking with Michelle and kind of saying like I would really like some sort of romance around Christmas, I remembered I just recently purchased a romance that is kind of Christmassy, and this is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. And this is about a woman who owns a Christmas tree farm, and it's not doing well at all. And so she has entered this like influencer giveaway show thing where an influencer is basically going to come and spotlight her farm and hopefully bring in more business. And also she gets, I think, like $100,000 for being like the sponsored thing. And so she entered and lied and said that she had a boyfriend, and now she's asked her best friend, who is like questionably already her boyfriend, like they are way too close, me being judgy, but they're so close and touchy-feely, and they talk all the time, and everyone in town is like obsessed with the thought of them already, like with the thought of them being together. And so this is definitely like a best friends to lovers thing. We've gotten to a point where like they are fake dating. I'm on page 86 or 85, and they're fake dating. It's very clear from the get-go that they do have feelings for one another, but I don't think he wants to do anything because he feels like it's gonna ruin their friendship. And he's also like fine with not dating her. Like he's just like, if I can have you in my life, it's okay. Again, this is all speculative because there's not his point of view. It's only her point of view. I love it. I love it so far. I have been reading it a little bit at night before I go to bed, which is very uncommon. And typically I only read like 10 pages or 20 pages, but I read like 60 pages or so at the laundromat tonight. And I'm just like having to hold off on reading it because I want it to be a Christmas read. So I needed this to like last until Christmas. I don't think it will, but that's where we're at. I put it off long enough. I really do need to pick an audiobook because I have some book sleeves I need to sew. I actually have a few items I need to sew. And then I need to fold laundry. And so altogether that should be like an hour to 2 hours worth of things that need to happen. And it's 10 o'clock at night, which means I really just want to like chill on the couch. So we're going to do a little scope of the library. There is a Daniel Kraus book. I do like how Daniel Kraus writes. Liv's father went missing more than 2 years ago, not long after he claimed to have been abducted by aliens. Liv has long accepted that he's dead, though that doesn't mean that she's given up their traditions. Every Sunday she and her lifelong friend Doug trudge through the woods to check traps left behind. Liv is done with childhood fantasies. The day she chooses to destroy her traps, she discovers one of the creatures. Ew. That is so unhuman it can only be one thing. In that moment, she's faced with a true realization. Oh no, they catch it. Okay, we're doing that. I'm like freaked out already. We're gonna do that. I'm all alone at home. I don't like the thought of this. So I'm still sewing. I have 1 book sleeve done and a bookmark done, and I have another book sleeve left to do. Oh, I forgot I had tattoos. So I'm listening to the audiobook. I think I'm like 25% through, and it's fine so far. It's a YA, which I did not expect. But the reason I'm doing an update is because I was caught very off guard by like some audio effects in which they had, I'm assuming, the alien like making noise, and it was just like all fine, whatever. It scared the shit out of me because it just wasn't expected. And like, I just didn't expect this to be a cinematic experience, which if you're alone at home, headphones in, like I'm like tearing up because it just like alerted me. Anyways, that's all. It is so much later than I meant to update this vlog. But despite my hair still being pretty messy from being asleep, I wanted to quickly do a clip because I haven't filmed anything in a while. It's currently January, and January is when you're going to see this video. But I wanted to wrap up the vlog since I don't have any other footage. Shortly after I stopped filming, We had some, I'm gonna be vague, but when I say we, I mean Jose and myself. There were some medical issues that we had to deal with, and that has been pretty time consuming. Everyone's doing okay, getting better, on the mend. Aside from vagueness though, I have been productive. I've been reading, not a lot. So I did have one more book to share with you. Before the end of December, I finished Lovelight Farms, and this was a 5-star read for me. It was amazing. I really wish I could have had the mental capacity, the time to actually film something and talk to you about it while I was reading it, but it was a 5-star read, and it was so good that I actually picked up the sequel and probably plan to read it early in January. The sequel, the first book is somewhere in my unhaul pile, just because I unhaul a lot of books that I read. That one actually did the prompt Prancer, which was 10 points, and that's read a book set in a place you've never been. I believe this is set in Pennsylvania, in a very specific town, and I had never been there before. It was just so cozy. They had like a bakery, and they did tours, and there was like a ice skating rink, and it was beautiful, and it was, I think, exactly what I needed to get me through Christmas. In total, what are my total points? So 20, 40, 50, 60 points. Again, I haven't really been paying attention to which team won, what the status of anything was. I did 0 extra points. This was a great opportunity for me to participate in the readathon, but I didn't do a lot except for participate quietly. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Sorry that we didn't get to talk more than like we did. It is what it is, and I hope to see you in the next video. Well, when I do the next video. I hope you watch my next video. All right. Bye.